The elevator rose so quietly that the little girl inside barely felt it move. Her reflection trembled faintly on the silver doors, big brown eyes, tiny hands gripping the straps of her faded pink backpack, hair tied into two uneven pigtails that she had done herself because Mama was too sick this morning to sit up and help. She shifted from foot to foot, rehearsing her lines silently the way she had done in the bathroom mirror before leaving home. "Good morning, Sarah Broken Bar." "No, too loud," she murmured under her breath. "Excuse me, Sarah Broken Bar, Mama is sick today." "I a broken bar." "No, don't cry, a broken bar." The elevator chimed. She straightened. When the doors opened, she stepped into a world that looked nothing like anything she had ever seen. The lobby of Hale Enterprises stretched farther than her school playground. The marble floor beneath her shoes glowed like ice. The ceiling soared so high it looked like clouds could form inside. Glass walls shone like mirrors, catching the morning sun in sharp white beams that made her squint. Men and women in perfect suits hurried past her, clicking on shiny heels, typing on tablets, talking into microphones. Everything moved fast, too fast. She swallowed hard. Mama would have been scared too, she thought. Mama always said rich places weren't made for people like them. But Mama wasn't here today. Which meant she had to be brave. She walked toward the receptionist's desk, which was nearly the size of their kitchen table, except polished and smoothened without a single scratch. The woman behind it wore a blazer the color of midnight and glasses that made her look strict and important. Her hair was pulled into a perfect twist. Her nails sparkled faintly when she typed. The receptionist didn't look up until the little girl cleared her throat. "Hello," the girl said, voice trembling. "I'm here for a Yuma for the job interview." The receptionist blinked down at her. "Sweetheart?" she asked cautiously, leaning forward. "Are you lost?" The girl shook her head so quickly her pigtails bounced. She reached into her backpack, pulled out a folded R.copyright some copyright she had guarded like a treasure map, and placed it carefully on the counter. "I'm here for my mama," she said. "She's very sick today. She wanted to come, she really did. But she couldn't get up. And she needs this job, please." The receptionist stared at her, at the R.copyright some copyright with the shaky handwriting on the envelope Mia Thompson, and then at the girl's determined little face. A line of worry creased her brow. "Sweetheart, a broken bar," she began softly, "this is a very big company. We don't a broken bar typically have children attend interviews." The girl's fingers curled around the strap of her backpack. Her eyes glistened. "I know," she whispered. "But Mama said this job could help us keep our home. And she deserves it. She's the hardest worker I know." The receptionist's lips parted, unsure what to say. Before she could try, the elevator behind her opened with a sharp ding. The atmosphere changed instantly. Employees straightened as a tall man walked out, a man whose presence alone seemed to push the air aside. He wore a charcoal suit, crisp and perfect, the kind that probably cost more than their rent. His expression was unreadable, cold in a way that made people step out of his path. Ethan Hale. The CEO. The girl didn't know him, but the receptionist sure did. She stiffened. "Good morning, sir," she said quickly. He nodded, barely pausing until he saw the small figure standing before the desk. He stopped. The girl felt his shadow fall over her. When she turned, she saw a tall man with sharp eyes studying her like a puzzle he wasn't sure belonged in the box. "Who is this?" Ethan asked. The receptionist swallowed. "Sarah Broken Bar, she says she's here for an interview. Her mother." The girl interrupted quietly, mustering all the courage in her tiny chest. "My mama is sick. Really sick. She couldn't get out of bed. She tried and tried. But a broken bar, I didn't want her to lose this chance." The CEO looked down at her R.copyright some copyright on the counter. "What's your name?" he asked, not unkindly, but not gently either. It was the tone of a man used to answers. "Lily," she said. "Lily Thompson. And you came all the way here alone?" She nodded. "I woke up extra early. I made oatmeal for Mama, but she couldn't eat. She couldn't even stand. So I found the bus route on Mama's phone. I wrote it down on my hand." She held up her tiny palm, where smudged ink showed a maze of arrows and numbers. "Yeah, I took 2 buses. Then I walked 3 blocks." The receptionist stared in disbelief. Ethan's expression didn't change, but something flickered in his eyes. Lily continued, voice shaking but stubborn. "Mama's been looking for a good job for a long time. She always gets passed over. Sometimes people don't even look at her R.A. some A. copyright. They just see she works too many jobs or that she doesn't have a degree. But she's smart. And she works harder than anyone. She never gives up. She's just sick today because she's tired. Really, really tired." A silence fell over the lobby. Even the employees pretending not to look had slowed their steps. Lily fiddled with the edge of her backpack. "She told me to call the company to reschedule. But our phone is out of minutes again. I didn't want her to lose this chance because of that. So I came instead. To tell you myself." For a moment, all Ethan could see was a little girl who should have been in school, not defending her mother's worth to a stranger in a suit. But then he saw something else, something that twisted unexpectedly in his chest. Determination. Courage. Loyalty. Things adults often lost along the way. He crouched down until he was eye level with her. "Lily," he said slowly, "do you understand what a job interview is?" She nodded. "It's when someone decides if Mama is good enough." Her voice dropped. "She is. And you came to tell us that." She nodded again. "Please, sir. Just don't think she's lazy. She's not. She just couldn't get out of bed today. But she would come if she could. I promise." Her eyes shimmered, but she refused to let a single tear fall. Ethan exhaled. The girl had walked into one of the most intimidating buildings in the city. She had faced down strangers, fear, and the unknown just to protect her mother's dignity. "She's braver than most adults who walk through these doors," he murmured to himself. Then he stood, straightened his suit, and extended his hand. "Come with me, Lily." Her little mouth fell open. "Yeah, broken bar I can?" "Yes," he said, something warm and unfamiliar settling into his voice. "You can." The receptionist watched them go, stunned. Employees peeked over cubicles as the CEO of the entire company walked across the gleaming lobby holding the hand of a small, determined girl with a worn backpack. And though Lily didn't know it yet, her little act of courage had just cracked open the steel walls around a man who had long forgotten what kindness felt like. Lily had never been inside an office before, let alone one that looked like a city made of glass and glowing screens. As she followed Mr. Ethan down the long hallway, her small shoes tapping against the polished floor, she tried to keep her steps steady even though her heart raced so fast she thought it might hop right out of her chest. He didn't walk too fast, she noticed. Maybe he slowed down for her. Or maybe he always walked like someone who knew the whole building moved with him. Employees glanced up from their desks as the pair passed, first curious, then wide-eyed when they recognized their CEO escorting a child like some impossibly delicate VIP guest. Lily tightened her grip on her backpack strap. She wasn't sure if she was supposed to look at the people or keep her eyes forward like a soldier. So she did both quick peeks, then snapped forward again. When they reached the conference room at the end of the hallway, Ethan paused and pushed the glass door open. The room inside was enormous, with a shiny wooden table that looked like a river stretching from one end to the other. Floor-to-ceiling windows revealed the entire city outside, skyscrapers rising like steel giants, tiny cars gliding below, a sky so vast she felt like she was floating. "Sit wherever you like," Ethan said. She chose the chair nearest the door, nervous she might do something wrong if she moved too far inside. The chair was huge, swallowing her small frame. Her legs dangled without touching the floor. Ethan sat across from her, folding his hands. He studied her for a moment in silence, and not with coldness, but with the kind of focus that made people feel seen. "So," he said finally, "tell me about your mother." Lily sat up straighter. This, at least, she knew how to do. "She's the best mom in the world," she began earnestly. "She works at the diner at night and she cleans houses in the morning. She doesn't sleep much, but she always says she will rest when things get better." Lily played nervously with her fingers. "I try to help her. I wash dishes. I pack my own school lunch when we have bread and peanut butter." Ethan blinked. "You make your own lunch?" "Most days," she admitted. "Sometimes Mama forgets because she's so tired. But she always tries." She paused. "Last night she worked until really late. I could hear her coughing when she came home." Her voice dimmed, soft as a whisper. "She didn't get paid for 2 shifts because the diner says they're slow. But the rent doesn't care if the diner is slow." Ethan leaned back, eyes narrowing a knot at her, but at the invisible weight she carried. "Your mother applied for the front desk manager position here. It's a demanding job, long hours, complicated tasks. But also stable pay, benefits, support." He paused. "Tell me, Broken Bar, why did she want this job?" Lily thought for a moment. "Finally," she said, "because she doesn't want me to worry anymore." The room fell silent. She looked down at her small hands. "She thinks I don't know we are behind on bills. But I do. I see the envelopes. I hear her talking to the landlord on the phone. I can tell when she skips breakfast." Her eyes glistened again. "I don't want Mama to worry alone. She deserves a chance. I didn't want her to lose this one." Ethan opened his mouth to say something, but a knock interrupted them. His assistant, a tall woman with a tablet tucked under her arm, poked her head inside. "Sir, the board meeting is in 5 minutes. They're waiting for you." He glanced at Lily, then back at the assistant. "Tell them I'll be late." Her eyes widened. "Late, Sarah Broken Bar?" "Late," he repeated firmly. The assistant vanished. Lily watched him, amazed. She didn't know grown-ups like him could be late. Important people didn't bend schedule lesson, not for anyone. Ethan turned back to her. "Do you know what this company does, Lily?" She shook her head, embarrassed. "We build technology that helps hospitals, schools, and families. We design systems that make life easier for people. But sometimes as a Broken Bar we forget about the actual people behind those systems." Lily wasn't sure what that meant. But she nodded politely anyway. He rested his elbows on the table and leaned in slightly. "Your mother, her application caught my eye. Not because of her lack of experience, but because of her perseverance." He tapped a file on the table. "She applied to this position 5 times. 5. Most people give up after 1 rejection." "That's Mama," Lily whispered proudly. "But there was something else," Ethan continued. "She wrote something in the last application." He opened the folder and pulled out a R8 some A copyright. Under a reason for applying, she wrote, "I want my daughter to have a better life than I did. And I want to earn it honestly." Lily swallowed. Her chest tightened. "That's why I didn't reject her this time," Ethan said. "I invited her for the interview." "She wanted to come," Lily said quickly. "She did." "I know," he said gently. "I believe you." A moment passed. Ethan tapped the table lightly. "Now tell me something, Lily. If your mother had been here today at a Broken Bar, what would you want me to know about her? What would you want me to remember?" Lily really looked at him and realized he wasn't a scary man after all. He looked like someone who had forgotten how to smile. Someone who maybe didn't hear honest things very often. She took a deep breath. "I want you to remember that Mama doesn't give up," she said. Even when she's tired. Even when she's hurt. Even when the world says number. Her voice wavered, but she pushed through. I want you to remember she's trying her best. And that she deserves someone to give her a chance. Just one chance. She won't waste it. Ethan stared at her, something shifting behind his eyes, a crack in an old wall, a memory he had tried to bury. His mother's voice, maybe. His father's long nights spent working. His own childhood, when money was scarce and stress was heavy and no one cared about the people beneath the struggle. He blinked the memory away. Lily, he said quietly, if I were to meet your mother tomorrow at Broken Bar, do you think she'd come prepared? Lily nodded so fiercely her pigtails bobbed. She'll come even if she's sick. She'll come even if she has to crawl. She would never miss a second chance. Ethan exhaled. All right, he said finally. Her breath caught. Tell your mother, he continued, that her interview has been rescheduled. Tomorrow morning. 10 o'clock. And it will be with me personally. She gasped, hands flying to her face. Really? You mean she still has a chance? A real one, he said. She threw her arms around her backpack, overwhelmed. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. He lifted a hand as though uncertain what to do with her gratitude. No one had hugged him. No one had cried in front of him. No one had walked into his life with such pure sincerity in a Broken Bar decades, maybe. I'll have a driver take you home, he said. It's not safe for you to travel across the city alone. It's okay, she said brightly, I memorized the route. He almost smiled. Even more reason for the driver, he replied. As he escorted her back through the hallway, employees watched silently, some smiling, some confused, some oddly touched. When the elevator doors closed and Lily descended, Ethan remained standing there, staring at the numbers glowing above the doors. For the first time in years, the building felt too quiet. For the first time in years at Broken Bar he felt something unfamiliar. Hope. Ethan insisted on driving Lily home. The building she directed him to was old, cracked, and sagging under years of neglect. It stirred painful familiarity inside him. He walked her up the stairs, each step groaning under their weight. Lily opened the apartment door quietly. Inside, her mother lay on the couch, pale and wrapped in blankets. She tried to sit up fast when she saw Ethan behind her daughter. Lily. I told you not to leave yet. Then she recognized the man and froze. Oh my God, a Broken Bar, Mr. Hale. Sierra, I'm so sorry, she shouldn't have gone. I didn't know. Ethan raised a calm hand. It's all right. She didn't misbehave. She told me the truth. Her mother's eyes filled with worry. Sir, please don't punish her. I'll come for the interview as soon as I can stand. I just need a... No, Ethan interrupted gently. You already have the job. She stared, stunned. As Sierra Broken Bar, I don't understand. Your daughter showed more courage than most adults I've ever seen, he said. That alone tells me the kind of mother you are. Lily ran to her and hugged her tightly. Mama. He gave you the job. With everything. You don't have to work at 3 places anymore. Her mother finally broke, tears spilling down her cheeks as she cupped her daughter's face. Oh, sweetheart, a Broken Bar, what did you do? Ethan stepped closer. And I'll handle your medical treatment as well. You won't pay anything. She covered her mouth with trembling hands. Why? Why would you help me? Ethan's voice softened. Because once, someone helped my mother when she was just like you. And I've waited a long time to pay that forward. Lily took Ethan's hand and squeezed it with her tiny fingers. You're a good man, Mr. Hale. He swallowed a sudden lump in his throat. As he left the apartment, he saw mother and daughter embracing and crying, but with hope instead of fear. For the first time in years, Ethan felt something warm inside him. A reminder that power wasn't meant to intimidate.